In a recent video, we made truss members for our truss bridge, and we started out by making a list of um, variables, and then we made a sketch based on those variables. And we got our truss member. And one way that we can use these variables here is to right-click duplicate. I'm going to show that here, even though I've got all I need. I'm going to have this one here. So say I wanted to have one that was 9 inches. I would first rename this as L9 in the Parts Studio and also in the parts list. And then all I have to do is come up here and change this to 9. And I've got my truss member of length 9. So in this video, what I want to do is use multiple truss members to make a triangle. We won't make a whole truss, but we'll make a triangle, which is the beginning of a truss. In particular, this is the truss, simple truss that we made, that we analyzed in class using the method of joints. And you'll recall that we had 3 feet here, 4 feet, and 5 feet. And this was 7, and this turns out to be about 8.06. So we could maybe make that 8. But we're going to make this triangle here on the left, which is 3, 4, and that 4. That makes that 5. And let's go ahead and do that. So I've already duplicated these, so I've got my L3, L4, and L5 truss members. So if you don't have those, you can make those using the technique I just described of duplicating, renaming, and then changing the length variable. So we're going to go to our assembly, but first we're going to do something else. We're going to make a pin that we're going to use to pin these together, and to do that we're going to use a new technique called multi-part Part Studios. So you may have been wondering why we keep having to have a Part Studio and a part. Rename both of them. Why the duplicates? Well, it's because in a Part Studio, as the name suggests, we can make many parts. So what I'm going to do is, to show you that, is we're going to make a pin. So I'm going to place a sketch on this face here, press N to get the sketch plane perpendicular to us, and I'm going to use this here, which is called Use, Project, or Convert. So what it does is it projects the geometry that already exists in a part, like this hole, onto my sketch plane. So I just projected that circle, or that feature, onto my sketch plane. I can turn off the member, that part, and I don't need it because I've got the geometry that I need already. So, but I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm going to finish that sketch and then extrude that circle. And I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to keep it 1 inch. So I've just made a pin of exactly the right size, not by measuring this hole and then making the pin in another Part Studio, but rather just using that existing geometry, and whatever it is, my extrusion has the right size because I used that existing geometry. So let me rename Part 2 to pin, and then I can go from there. I am going to make the pin a different color, so edit appearance, so it stands out in our assembly. So there we go. All right. So we're going to go to Assembly 1, and we're going to say Insert, and I'm going to go to L3, which is where I have the pin. I can put these in individually, but I'm going to put the whole Part Studio in here. And I don't want to click out here. I want to instead, before I do, click the green check mark, and that'll put the part at the origin, which is as good a place as any. I'm going to come over here to L3, and I'm going to right-click Fix. So I have to have one of my members fixed, one of my parts fixed in a assembly. Everything else can move around, as you can see here. And so, okay, we've got our fixed part. So now let's make a mate between this pin and this member. And the type of mate we're going to make is one that allows rotation. That's called a revolute mate up here. So I click here, and then I click on the hole here, just hit the outside, the diameter, or the circumference there, and same over here. And it sticks in there. And now, actually that won't rotate because it's fixed, but you'll see that this pin can rotate relative to the member. Okay, so that's my 3-foot, in this case 3-inch member right here. So now I want to have one come straight up. It's 4. So let's go back to the assembly here. Shift 7 puts me in isometric, and I'm going to insert another piece in there, the 4-inch long member. So I click it there, and now I'm going to press front to kind of get my bearings. I can click on that 4, and I can rotate him 90 degrees, like so. And what I want to do is attach this one in the same way. So I'm going to come over here, Here's my revolute mate. Come over here and kind of click the circumference there and have it pop in the middle. There we go. And then come over here and do the same again. So what you see there, if I hit Shift 7 so I can get my bearings, is that I've got a mate which will allow rotation, as you'll see in a minute, but I don't want these to be right next to each other. So I'm going to come up here and click Offset and make that offset 0.05 inches. Actually, it's got to be negative now. So negative 0.05, and that just gives a little space there. And what we've got here now is a situation where these guys can rotate, like so. All right, we can even animate it if we want, rotate around, and that's what we want. Okay, so let's take a look at the front. Remember, this guy is going to be straight up like this, and now we need the 5 here. So let's go ahead and insert the 5 right there. And this one is going to be at some angle. I don't know. I forgot what that is. Although actually we could just say to 53 degrees with respect to the horizontal. That's right. We have that information. You don't need to do this, but I'm just doing it because I can. And now we need to attach these. Oh, sorry, that one the same way. So let's first get a pin into this hole here. So I'm going to insert a pin, and I have to go into the Part Studio for L3 because that's where that one was created. I'm going to click there. I'm going to need multiple versions of this, so I'm going to go ahead and click. I think I need 2 more, right? Like so. And now let's go ahead and put another revolute mate right there and right there. And we'll take that. Shift 7. That looks good. And let's put one up here. That's right. All right. So let's come up here, zoom up. Revolute right. Oops, that's right there and right. Oops, right there. I think that's good. And I guess that's all we need for this simple triangle, so I don't think I need this one. I'm going to get rid of it, and I can always, let's see, is there a delete? It's got to be in there somewhere. Oh, interesting. Let's just get it out of the way, like so. Now, well, that's right. So these, oh, that's good. That's good. All right, now let's turn to this side and put a revolute mate right there. And just because it's oriented this way, I'm going to turn it. I don't think I need to. And remember, I have to put an offset of minus 0.5 to kind of 0.05. And I'm going to accept that. Shift 7. And this guy should be able to just swing around like so, all the way around, and hopefully meet up right there. It's bugging me that this thing is not letting me delete it. I don't get that. Maybe I can come over here, right click, delete. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Control Z. I accidentally got them both. So this is pin 3. Right click, delete. Could have left it in there, but it's just bugging me. Okay, here we go. So the only one left is the one down here. So what I want to do is, hopefully this thing is smart enough such that when I initially place my revolute mate like so, and then like so, it's going to complain because it's kind of kinked. It can't really be attached to both members at the same time until I do the minus 0.5 and accept that. And it didn't like that. Let's do that again. Control Z, Control Z. So this one is here. Let's think about that again. This one needs to go right there. And, oh, that's right. It's further out. That's right. That's right. Okay. Okay, now our task is to attach this in such a way that the revolute mate will work. This has worked once before, so I think I need to just get the right offset. So let's try this again. Let's go here. Let's go there. And there. And you'll notice that I need to move out not only the 0.05, but I need to move out the 0.25, which is the thickness of the, remember, 0.25, and then don't I have two 0.05s? One there and one there. So I think I need to do 0.25 plus 0.1, so minus 0.35. Does that look right? Uh-oh, it doesn't look right. Oh, it did. All right, so it is smart enough to know that even though the initial placement of the revolute mate is not going to let this work because it's kind of at an angle, if I put in the right offset there, it's going to work. Okay, Shift 7. So there is our part of our truss, and this is how you put it together parts in a part studio to make it assembly. And also, we showed in this video how to make a part from existing geometry and have a multi-part part studio, and maybe we can eventually add these two over here, and that would be a nice little project. So I'm going to stop here. Thanks for watching.